Well, in addition to vegetable research here at the Bixby Research Station, we are also doing some studies with herbs. And here to tell us about this study is Professor Niels Maness. Hey Niels, welcome to the program.
Well, thank you.
Niels, we're standing here in this plot, and this is an herb that actually kind of goes by two names. What do we got here?
What you have here is coriander. It's named after the seed that's set. Well before this seed was set, we had leaves before blooming, and I think people recognize this as cilantro. So in the young stage of growth, before flowering, this is called cilantro.
Okay.
And after it begins to bolt or flower, it's developing into coriander.
Okay, one and the same plant.
The coriander would have value for the seed. It can be combined like many other type seeds, so not requiring a lot different equipment than is normally used. It can also be extracted, and the extract used for flavoring.
Okay.
Some other chemicals in cilantro or coriander have other values. They have values in the medicinal market. They have values in food preservation.
Okay, so you're talking about extracting certain compounds out of the seeds or out of the foliage.
Essentially, we're extracting fat-soluble material
out
of the seed or the foliage. This leaf you can't buy out of season. It's very perishable. It will hold for maybe 2 or 3 weeks refrigerated.
Okay. Where do we get a lot of our cilantro that here in Oklahoma? Is it shipped in from somewhere?
Much of the cilantro is shipped in out of Mexico. For those people who really like cilantro, they would like to have this leaf but be able to use it year-round. And to be able to do that, we've got to stabilize the leaf. If you took this leaf and dried it, it would turn brown, and the flavor would be not even representative of cilantro.
And that would happen pretty quick?
It would happen as soon as it dried.
Okay.
If we set this leaf to drying within 2 hours after you started drying,
the flavor changes.
It would not be good.
Huh.
We're looking at a process to pre-treat this leaf with a similar type of extraction, which will pull out some of the compounds which make the leaf go rancid or stale or lose the characteristic cilantro flavor.
Pull out the bad stuff.
Pull that out. That's flavored like cilantro, so it has value for flavoring as well. The leaf stays a very bright green, can be dried, and potentially placed into a shaker. Imagine for those people who really like cilantro, being able to use it in a shaker along with their salt shaker or their pepper shaker.
And with your study here, you're looking at a few different varieties to see if one may be better than some of the others.
Within these plots, we have 4 different varieties. We planted them at 4 different times of the year, spaced over about a month-and-a-half period. This year, it was very warm, very early.
Sure.
So it was not a good cilantro year.
And that's because this plant, it kind of behaves like a cool season annual?
Cilantro really behaves like cilantro. When it receives enough heat, it sends up a flowering stalk, and that's what you see here.
Kind of like a carrot, kind of bolts.
Flowering stalk. That's exactly it. At that point in time, the flavor on whatever leaves are left is inferior. It's not a good product. You have
Okay.
to cut the cilantro before it bolts.
Okay.
One of the future projects here is going to be to take the cilantro prior to bolting and find a way to make it grow taller so
Okay.
that we can increase the amount of harvestable yield we can get out of a field grown under Oklahoma conditions.
That's really interesting. The plant can sort of change almost from cilantro once it flowers and bolts, and then it becomes coriander. So
It does. A lot of the herbs have that kind of character.
okay. Well, Niels, this is really interesting. I really appreciate you sharing it with us.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.